Hello, welcome to Flyers TV, powered by ATPI for a big game in Group A of the European North Basketball League as the Bristol Flyers take on Danish side Svendborg Rabbits. Of course, a win for Bristol Flyers will book their place in the ENBL playoffs in just their first season of European basketball. And joining me right here in the studio to talk through it, we've got a jam-packed house here on Flyers TV this evening. Former Flyers captain Gareth Till, as always, and we're very pleased to be joined by Bristol Flyers star Rowell Graham-Bell as well. Fellas, welcome to Flyers TV. RGB, of course, we've got to start by talking about you. We're all gutted not to see you out there in Denmark playing for the Flyers this season. But what can you tell us about your injury? Can you give us an update on how you're looking so far?
Nothing but good news, and looking for MRI scan in a few weeks' time, and everything's been positive. Everything's been on the up, so can't complain. I'm just thankful, and I'll be back quite soon. Yeah,
well, of course, the Flyers' loss is our gain here on Flyers TV. We're very pleased to have you as part of our broadcast team. And Gareth, of course, with us as always. Gareth, a big game tonight. Doesn't get much better than a win or go home game as such.
Yeah, exactly. All on the line tonight. It's been a really competitive league, the ENBL, and the Bristol Flyers have got an opportunity to progress to the playoffs if they get that W tonight. So massive game tonight. I'm sure, speaking to Roll here, the fellas are up for it. They know what's on the line, and it's a big game to progress their season in this competition.
I was going to say, because Ro, you've been part of the group that's been a big part of the European campaign so far this season. What would it mean to everyone involved with the team to make the playoffs here tonight?
Man, I feel like it's only one way. It's the only option. That's what we've been thriving for since the beginning till now, and it still is. Really, the only goal is the finals, and I think that's where everyone's head's at right there in the arena right now.
Yeah, and not only the players, Gareth, but we talk about the volunteers, the people that have been here long before the BBL days. Again, it would mean so much to everyone involved with the programme for Flyers to reach that goal here tonight.
Yeah, definitely. And we came into the European competition just to get a little taster of how it feels and to be sort of competitive, but to get to the playoffs and then progress further than that, I think it's going to be a massive step, and certainly give confidence not only for this season but for seasons to come as well. The fans have enjoyed travelling away, watching it at home as well. So lots to be proud about the fellas, and particularly with a tricky season with injuries as well, and to do as well as the guys have been doing in this competition and the BBL. There's a lot to be proud of, and the club's certainly going in the right direction.
Yeah, well, focus of course turns back to the European campaign tonight. The team arrived in Denmark yesterday. Here's a look at the guys arriving at the arena here this evening. The Rise Sparkus Arena out in Denmark. And Gareth, what will be going through these players' minds in this sort of win or go home kind of game?
Yeah, I mean, the air of excitement. Again, it's a country. They've obviously played back in Bear, so experienced a bit of Danish basketball. So to go back and to play another Danish team, but yeah, they know what's on the line. Almost feels like a final itself to progress to the playoffs. So they'll be up for this. They'll just want the game on and just do what they've done all season. And they've all started off really well in European campaigns so far. So they want a good quick start and try and put this one to bed as quickly as they can. But they'll be up for a fight. They don't give up. We've seen that in certain games this year as well. So they'll just want the game to happen and get on with it and to get that W.
Yeah, and Ro, from an insider point of view, I mean, you've been on these European away trips. Just talk us through how much it brings the team closer together as a group.
He said it, man. Like, it's like a finals. Like, that's what every game feels like that, especially playing in the ENBL, not having as many games to throw something away. Like, every game means a lot, and it's a game changer and a position changer as well.
And do you guys as players sort of feel that added bit of excitement going into those midweek European nights?
Definitely a bit of relief, I feel, in terms of it's a change of scenery, change of pace, and change of style of game. It's a whole different game. You kind of have to forget about what's going on in the league, and you have to come with a whole different game on your head, a whole different style of play.
Yeah, you mentioned the league, of course. I mean, there's 4 teams from the British Basketball League this season competing on the European stage. And do you feel like you're almost representing not only the club out in Europe, but also representing British basketball as a whole?
Yeah, 100%. I'd say with so many teams competing this year in other competitions, every single team that is doing that this year feels like they're representing those other teams that aren't able to do that and don't have the opportunity to. So that's why every time we step on the court, it's performance that's not just for us but for them too.
Yeah, I was going to say, because Gareth, like, you look back through the British Basketball League over the last few years, I think if you had said to me, maybe 2-3 years ago that we'd be having 4 teams now playing on the European, I think it's like 50 odd games it's been now this season that of British Basketball League teams have played in Europe this campaign.
Yeah, exactly. And the Women's Basketball League as well, representing, obviously the London Lions doing a great job there as well. So men's and women's basketball being represented, the British game, and certainly putting a mark on it. You kind of almost get the feeling that British basketball sort of the poor man of Europe a little bit, but I think we've represented ourselves incredibly well with the teams that we have, and we're showing we're really progressing as a league. The London Lions men's team obviously doing their thing and being successful. So small steps continue to grow, and we all want British basketball to be that powerhouse in Europe as well and compete at the very top stage, and it can certainly see the growth for teams in European competitions.
Yeah, and of course this is like a stepping stone for Bristol Flyers. It's their first taste of European competition this season, but there are some big names in the ENBL this season. I mean, Ro, of course, you would have played in that game against Backen Bears, for example. Yeah. That's a team that has history playing on the European stage. Yeah,
it's definitely, in the moment, I think prior to stepping on the court with the guys, you're thinking, okay, this is a big team and with big time players, and so once you step out there, though, everyone's the same. Like, it's 5 against 5 once you step on those courts and in between them lines. And I know everyone on my team thinks exactly the same as I do. So there's no fear going out there, and I don't think there will be any today.
Yeah, you mentioned that game against Bakken. Of course, Gareth, you and I were on the call for that game, the last Flyers European game. Again, it's another chance to face a Danish opposition, and this time in Svendborg, they're just they're second in the league. Only 1 European win this season in the ENBL, but 13 domestic wins this season. Yeah, doing really well domestically. So certainly a team that can't be underestimated. If they're second in their domestic competition. So, it's not going to be by any means any sort of a walkover or anything like that. It's going to be a very competitive game. But, yeah, the ENBL stuff, they struggle a little bit. But, they're on their home court, which is going to account a lot as well. So, it's going to be a tough game against a difficult opposition. They're doing well domestically. So, yeah, Bristol Flyers will have to bring their A game to get through to that next round. Well, let's take a look at how the teams are shaping up heading into tonight's game, starting with the visitors, with the hosts even, the Svendborg Rabbits, who are led by head coach Mads Andersen. Ones to watch for them tonight include American point guard Jaden Willis, who had a 21-point game in last week's win for them over Spartak Pluven. Also, Dutch forward Dylan van Eyck, who averages a double-double of 19 points and 10 rebounds per game in the Danish league this season. Forward Kevin Marfo is the newest addition to the Rabbits, and despite only having played 2 games so far, he immediately had an impact in the Danish league. A career night for him on his domestic debut of 31 points and 21 rebounds. So plenty for Flyers to match up with against there tonight. Let's take a look at the Flyers roster heading into tonight's game. And big news for Coach Kapoulis' side. They do welcome back Raphael Thomas-Edwards and Leslie Smith into the roster from recent injuries. And Gareth, that's a huge boost for Coach Kapoulis here tonight, going with a full 10-man squad today. Yeah, exactly. That bit of size as well, especially with RGB out as well, to welcome those 2 back. Add a bit more presence underneath the basket. So, yeah, welcome news for Coach Kapoulis going in with, almost a full-strength team. Well, one player who really has started to find his feet, Gareth, on this Flyers team is Levi Bradley, of course, his second spell with the club, and it's probably coming into tonight's game off the back of quite possibly his best game so far this season in the trophy against London last week. Yeah, exactly. He just kind of, had a great season when he was with the Bristol Flyers last time out, had that spell at Cheshire and come back to the Bristol Flyers, fitting in really well from the outside. But yeah, very tricky player. He's got a really nice shot from outside, high percentage 3-point percentage, but can also get to the basket, got nice post-up moves. So yeah, nice welcome addition for Coach Kapoulis, good pickup. Someone that knows the system, knows the club, and fitting in very nicely. And Ro, as sort of that stretch forward yourself, you know full well what having a big like that can really stretch the floor, what it can do for the rest of the players on the offensive end. It allows everyone to get open positions on the court, because especially when he chooses to attack, everyone's going to have to take note and draw in and leave people for open shots. And
sometimes you get open shots for people cutting as well. So I feel like there's a great opportunity for everyone to see a bit of the ball when he's out there.
Yeah, so it is great to see Levi Bradley back on the court for the Bristol Flyers. Here's another player that is really stepped up on the international stage this season is Brad Green. And Gareth, how much do you feel that Brad Green's sort of style of play has really suited the ENBL this season? Yeah,
it's suited the ENBL. I mean, I'm a big fan of Brad. I've got to be honest, I think I really like the big man. He's got some great footwork, some great fundamentals, really efficient in around the basket, countless doubles, and just offers such a threat defensively and offensively as well. So, as a player as well, I'm sure he'd love to play with someone like Brad Green. Talk about opening the floor and dragging in double teams and freeing you up as a player. He must be really great to play with, Roll.
100%. I'm watching him right now. Watching this little highlight tape of him. Every time he gets inside the paint, everyone's scared. Let's be honest. Like, if you make him get 2 feet in the paint, it's probably over for you.
Yeah.
Like, especially when he's hitting his shots. And he's willing to see the open guy. He's not stupid. He sees somebody open on the wing, he's willing to take that extra pass and kick it out there.
Yeah,
man, great guy.
Do you match up with him? Sorry, Joe.
Yeah.
Do you match up with him in practice? Do you go against him?
Have I? No, I barely even notice he's there, I'll be honest. In terms of, we're just like, he's there and I'm over here. Like, we barely see each other in practice, honestly. But yeah, like, in terms of playing with him, we feed off each other, like, in terms of be around the paint. I'm like, if I miss, I know you got it. If you miss, I'm here for it. So, hey, I like playing with him.
Yeah, well, it certainly will be a big night for him tonight. And, of course, tip-off just over 15 minutes away. And after the break, we're going to take a closer look at tonight's opponents, the Svendborg Rabbits. We'll see you in just a few moments' time.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club. In your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL, right here in your backyard.
The Thatcher's Farm. Slightly obsessed perfectionists making cider with nothing but love. As you do. I mean, why grow 8 varieties of apple when you can grow 458? The Apple Spa. Because happy apples make better cider, obviously. Here comes the man himself, Martin Thatcher. Friday, 12:30, tasting time. It needs to hit the spot or not a drop will leave the farm. Yes! And that's why Thatcher's cider tastes the way it does. Perfect.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time.
Good.
Naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you could conceive. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Welcome back to Flyers TV, powered by ATPI, where we are getting set for ENBL action between Bristol Flyers and Svendborg Rabbits. And Gareth, you know what time it is right now. It's the moment you've all been waiting for here on Flyers TV, because here's everything you need to know about the Svendborg Rabbits in our alternative guide to tonight's opponents.
Well, folks, it's the last away days of the regular season. However, we're not done yet, and we've hopefully got playoff away days still to come. We've been to a lot of great places on this ENBL journey, and Pleven. So where are we off to this time? Well, it's back to Denmark for the trip to Svendborg. Not in mainland Denmark, but on the island of Funen. This was crowned Denmark's Town of the Year in 2000. It's been here for the last 760 years, surviving plagues, fires, and those cheeky Swedes next door. If you're making the trip to Denmark and have a day spare before tip-off, may we recommend one of Svendborg's best attractions, Naturama. This natural history museum has it all, from a giant stuffed brown bear, experts on whales, eagles and spiders.
Wait, spiders? Why can they follow the butterflies?
And it's closed. They've closed the museum until February. Didn't want to see a bear anyway. Let's get outside instead. And Svendborg Golf Club. Choose between 18, 9 or a little 7-hole par 3 course. This really is one of Denmark's most beautiful courses. I'll just book us in for... Right, that's also closed. Right, does Svendborg have anything open for us? Let's just go through it, shall we? Svendborg Marina. I'm not going out on a boat in this temperature. Svendborg Water Park. Currently Svendborg Ice Park. I would suggest the high ropes at Gorilla Park, but guess what? That's closed as well. The only experience still open at this time of year is the Mossgard Whiskey Distillery. So I suppose we'll just have to sit in there, out of the cold, and have a couple of whiskies. That doesn't sound too bad, actually. Well, while we do that, I should probably tell you all about the Svendborg Rabbits. We've all seen that incredible/disgusting logo of theirs by now.
Jesus Christ! I warned you.
And the name of their arena translates to the Rabbit Hole. One-time winners of the Danish League in 2010 during a boom period that saw them compete in Euro Challenge, the Rabbits have struggled so far in this competition. Coach Kay and his team could be just one win away from qualifying for the next stage, so it's time to go hunting for wabbits.
I'm hunting wabbits. It's wabbit season.
Well, what do you make of that, fellas?
It's another classic.
That's wild. That's wild. I was not expecting that.
Well, hopefully you've got some inspiration of plenty of things you can do for your next trip out to Svendborg as well.
And of course the basketball's on tonight. Everything else is closed.
Everything else,
basketball,
Well,
so,
the basketball is not closed. The basketball will take place tonight.
Whiskey.
In Denmark.
Whiskey.
But, I mean, in all seriousness, though, Svendborg, obviously, they are entering ENBL for the first time this season. And they're a team not to be underestimated because, like we say, only one European win for them this season, but they're second in the Danish league right now.
Yeah, definitely. And, you know, the new signing you mentioned, was it Marfo, you know, coming off a big 31-point performance. So, you know, he looks like he's going to, you know, change some fortune to be that presence inside as well. So, you know, that seems like a great addition to them. So looking forward to that match-up inside with Brad Green. You know, that'll be something to look out for. So, yeah, a player like that can really change fortunes in the European competition. We know how effective Brad's been as a, you know, dominant centre. So, yeah, certainly not a team to be underestimated, particularly at home.
Well, Svendborg are coming into tonight's game off the back of last week. They defeated Spartak Pleven in their recent ENBL game. Here's a look at some of the key highlights. 83-77 in a closely fought game. 4 players finishing in double figures for Svendborg Rabbits. And Ro, I'm sure you would have been privy to, you know, the conversations with Coach Kapoulis. I'm sure he would have shared like the scouting report with you. Without giving too much away, just what has he outlined as the Rabbits' key strengths out there on the court? I
mean, stopping them in transition. You know, this is a team that likes to get down the court. And as you can see, they push the ball as much as they can and whenever they can. So I guess keeping that under control and just playing our game, really. Sticking with our strengths, keeping them off the boards and getting as many as we can get.
Yeah, 83-77, the final score in that game. And of course, Coach Kapoulis, it'll be an important night for him. His side just one win away from securing a place potentially in the ENBL playoffs. And earlier on, our reporter on the ground, Jack Guthrie, caught up with him ahead of tonight's game.
Andreas, we're here in Svendborg at training ahead of tonight's game against the Rabbits. Just how are you feeling, how are the guys feeling going into this game?
I think it's a very similar feeling to our first ENBL game, just excitement. When we first came to the competition, we didn't know what to expect. We want to find out what it takes on and off the court. We started with that great win in Cleveland, and then we're able to build momentum in the competition. We have an opportunity ahead of us to progress to the next round. We need to produce a 40-minute performance. I think everyone here is excited. We want to make the most of the opportunity.
You're coming into this game on a good run of form, 2 wins on the bounce, but they're also coming into this game off the back of their first ENBL win. This could be a really tough test for you.
Yeah, I mean, first of all, they're second in Denmark. They've only lost 3 games in the domestic league. As you say, they just won their first ENBL game at home, so they're coming here with good momentum. I think for us, January was about getting healthy and about building momentum with our performances. Certainly getting the 2 wins, having a good second half against London were very important. We know we're going to have a tough challenge ahead of them. They're playing on their home court. They will want to finish strong the competition. So I think for us it starts with our defense. We've got to make sure we're together. We've got to make sure we're locked in terms of what we want to do defensively, our scout, sharpen everything that we're doing, and keep on that momentum that we have been in those last couple of games.
You mentioned the fact that January was a month where you just wanted to get back to full fitness as a squad. Obviously, Les and Raf were out for last game. They've been out on the training floor. Can we expect to see them in the game?
Yeah, we're hoping so. I don't want to jinx it, because before the backing game I said we have 11 guys and we had 1 practice and a game, and then we started losing about 2 or 3 guys. So I think it's great to have 10 fit guys for the game. And I think that we never really had that. You look back in September, we've never been able to play with a full squad. You can count the games in one hand. And I think for us to have everyone together, the team that we had from the start of the year is going to be really exciting, and the opportunity for us to progress in the playoff quarterfinals of the competition, we cannot wait.
And the prospect of knockout European basketball, just another piece of potential Flyers history.
Yeah, I mean, I think just entering the competition has been something that, if you think back in 2005 when I met Nick in the pub, we were not even dreaming about that. So now we're talking about not just kind of taking part in the competition, but competing and actually progressing to the knockout stages. That's what it is about, though. I think, you look back and you trace our history of those 19 years. We've never settled. We always wanted to do better, and you look at it from our progression from Division 3 to Division 1 and our BBL years now. This is our 10th year in the BBL. So I think as a coaching staff, myself, Nick, Chris, who's not unfortunately here for the game tonight, we're really buzzing. You have some people that have been with us in the program for quite a long time. Mike Atkins, our operations manager, being one of them. So this means a lot to a lot of people, not just the players or the coaches, I think to our whole program. So we want to make everyone proud back home, and we've got to fight for 40 minutes.
Andres, best of luck.
Thank you.
Yeah, big night for everyone involved with Bristol Flyers, both on and off the court. And Gareth, of course, important for Coach Kapoulis' side to really take the upper hand early on, because we've all seen what a strong start can do for confidence for the Flyers team this season.
Yeah, for sure. They want to get out to a good start and try and put a bit of pressure on the home team. But, we've seen it when they hasn't quite worked out in the beginning of the game and still managed to be very competitive and win games at the death as well. So, it's not sort of the end of the world, but the ideal situation is go out, try and put your presence, try and dominate early and put the home team under pressure. That'll be the game plan. But of course, if that doesn't quite go to plan, then there's enough talented players in that squad to sort of dig themselves out of a hole, and we've seen that plenty of times this season.
And Ro, you've been in team talks with Coach Kapoulis, plenty of them this season. Mm-hmm. What will be some of the key messages to the side going into that first quarter?
Connectivity, guys playing as a unit, going out there playing hard. We don't want to come out soft and have any questionable starts and let the team think that they have a fighting chance. We just got to put full out, go all out, don't save nothing, and let everything else just runs off from that.
Yeah, because it's important, Gareth, isn't it? Because we not go home games. It is pretty much a do or die game tonight.
Yeah, it is. It's we talked about it almost being a final in itself to progress to that next stage. So it is a massive game. And you don't want to have any regrets, as Rolf's saying. You want to get out and give it your best shot. You don't want to sort of find yourself in a hole and then trying to get out of it early. Ideally, you want to sort of put your presence on the home team, but that'd be the ideal situation. So it's a massive game, and they'll be looking to get out to a strong start.
Yeah, it is win or go home tonight for the Bristol Flyers. A win tonight will secure their place in the ENBL playoffs. It's Bristol Flyers versus Svendborg Rabbits, and tip-off is coming up next.
Welcome to the game! Did you know that 4 out of 10 men wouldn't work as cabin crew because of some outdated stereotypes? So EasyJet held tryouts with the Bristol Flyers to challenge this assumption and see if they've got the skills to join our cabin crew dream team. Let's show them how we play. Ready for takeoff? The Flyers enter the court. Let's see if they've got the skills to win this game. Safety is in your hands, folks. A clear pass into the overhead compartments. Flyers following Pasquale's play-by-play here. Incredible teamwork. It's important that they talk to each other throughout. Your communication skills have to be on point at all times. Oh, look at that. Standing 6'3" with a 9-foot smile. Customer service and sales. That's what I'm talking about. What a team. The Flyers join forces with Europe's most loved airline to win at 30,000 feet. Bring the skills you already have and fly higher as part of EasyJet's cabin crew. Apply now.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time. Good. Naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you could conceive. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club in your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL, right here in your backyard.
Welcome back to Flyers TV, powered by ATPI. You can see the teams are being introduced to the court, and Gareth, excitement, anticipation. You know, you can sort of feel it amongst the team. Huge game here tonight, of course. You know, in that win or go home situation.
Yeah, definitely big game here, and hopefully the fact that everywhere else closed in and around the area, they'll have a good crowd there supporting the team and make for a good atmosphere.
Yeah, well, you see all the teams being introduced there to the court, and Gareth, what will Coach Kapula's final messages here from his side? What will he be saying to the teams coming into this first quarter, do you feel?
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure he'll be emphasising the importance of the game as well, to be focused, concentrate for the cliche, concentrate for the full 40 minutes and execute the game plan. And I'm sure if the team do that, they'll have every chance of winning the game. So, the being locked in defensively, go through the scout, identify what needs to be done, and make sure everyone's fully concentrated and ready from the start.
Yeah, and just talking on terms of the game plan, I mean, we've seen Bristol Flyers, they had that identity this season. They crash the offensive glass, they pound the ball inside, and they finish second chance opportunities. And this is a very big Svendborg team. It would be important for Flyers to really crash the glass, not just one player but all 5 out there on the court.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's been the identity of the Bristol Flyers for a number of seasons now, how active they are on the glass, and that's certainly a main offensive weapon for the Bristol Flyers is to crash the boards and to put pressure on the defence going after it. So that won't change, and it's always almost helps you out if you're shooting not particularly that well to get after that. So dominating the boards. There's not been too many teams that have beaten the Flyers on that rebounding stat this season, so that'll be a mainstay as well, and they'll look to do that again. But yeah, a couple of tall players in there for Svendborg, but I don't think it makes too much difference for Flyers. Just that attitude of getting after the bucket, after the basketball, and obviously looking to push in transition. Both teams, I think, very active, getting the ball and looking to push the ball and attack the bucket.
Looking at the last two games we've seen Flyers play in the ENBL, they haven't shot the ball particularly well from behind the 3-point line, and with the introduction of Tijon Lucas back into the squad from injury, you feel that might really free up some more open looks for the shooters from behind the 3-point line, because it all starts from the point guard, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does, and I think shot selection is really important as well. I think some of the games we've seen in Europe, maybe the offense hasn't sort of gone through the complete motion, maybe a few forced shots. So I think just getting the right shot selection, there's certainly very capable 3-point shooters for the Bristol Flyers, but just having patience, looking for the open look, maybe making that extra pass to the open shooter. I think just a bit more patience, and we should see a few more threes go down.
Well, we've got Roel Graham-Bell is our guest here in the studio for today's game, and Ro, you're just seeing the players warm up. I think we spoke about it off air, but you were speaking to the likes of Leslie Smith, Raf Thomas Edwards, both coming back. They'll want to come back and make an impact here tonight, won't they?
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%. I believe that these guys are going to make a big difference, and I know they haven't played in a little while, but I feel like that's not going to make a difference today. They're going to have to play hard and play physical, and especially being able to help Brad off of the boards will make a massive difference, I think, later on in the game, making this team pay for the rebounds and stuff like that.
Yeah, and of course, we've had the injury problems to Bristol, including yourself out there on the court. I imagine Brad Green would be quite happy to play a few less minutes out there tonight.
100%. He can focus more on what he does best, and it allows everyone else to do the exact same. There's no needing to overcompensate and do anyone else's job. Just go out there and do yours, and you'll probably, most likely, I think that's the game plan to secure the win today.
And Gareth, just looking at this Svendborg team, we've seen in the highlights and the build up to this game that like to push the ball in transition. They're a team that's not afraid to take those open looks from downtown in transition. And how tough can that be? To defend. A lot of teams will go to the basket, but quite similar to how Bristol Flyers play, in that they'll shoot that 3-pointer on the fast break.
Yeah, exactly. There's definitely some similarities there. They look for that corner three as well. The guards are very creative, look to attack the basket, look to drive and then kick out to those corners, and very capable. We've got some players there with some good high percentage 3-point shooters there, so that'll be important to recognise to close out, part of the game plan. So yeah, I think in terms of styles it could be quite similar tonight.
And you see Coach Kapoulas going through his final words there ahead of tip-off. And as we approach the ball going up, we can talk you through tonight's starting five. Starting with the Svendborg Rabbits, it's Jaden Willis in the point guard position, Dylan Penn and Dylan Van Eyck, alongside Kevin Marfo playing in the middle, and Hamir Wright. And Gareth, we've spoken about Marfo, newly being introduced to the team. He has played one ENBL game already this season for Svendborg, but that'll be a tasty matchup with him and Brad Green inside.
Yeah, exactly. Tall guy, big body, can just see him walking on court there as well, so that's going to be, a very physical encounter. Certainly want to keep him off the glass for sure. He'll be a presence in and around the basket.
And looking at the starting five for Coach Kapoulas' side, it is Tijon Lucas and Tevin Ollison, alongside Keedy Johnson, Levi Bradley and Brad Green, making up the five for the Bristol Flyers. Trajan Jacob will look to come off the bench, and we've seen time and time again just how explosive he can be in that sixth-man role. Of course, he started the recent games because of the injury problems, but good to see him slipping back into that natural role of being a sixth man.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if that's his preference, but he certainly has that impact when he does come on the floor and can change a game, almost immediately when he comes on. His presence, his athleticism, he makes some big shots, some big three-pointers, but can also, some highlight dunks as well, just bring that energy off the bench. And if you're struggling for that little bit of momentum, that sort of introduction can really help kick-start your performance.
Now, here's Penn. Kick out to Wright, now top of the three-point line, back to Penn. Penn looking inside, nice pass, and you just see the impact that Marfo can have. I mean, Brad Green almost got a hand on that one, but it'll be his first personal foul.
Yeah, just a little bit of communication there. Both Flyers defenders went with the guard there. You can just see here, got the double team, and Marfo wide open underneath the basket, and it's always difficult to recover from that situation, and Brad Green picks up an early foul.
Well, Kevin Marfo at the free throw line. Of course, it was a huge performance that he had in that first debut game in Denmark. 31 points and 21 rebounds. And he gets the first two of the game for the hosts. Here's Lucas. Now finds Bradley. Ollison looking to drive left, kicks back out to Levi Bradley. Bradley looking to go to work down low, puts it up and puts it in. And strong move by Levi Bradley, just picking up where he left off on Friday.
Yeah, good sort of post-up move there, just backing his defender down, that sort of spin, good control, and almost like he finished with quite a bit of contact there as well, so good finish there from Levi Bradley.
Oh, nice pass going at back door, but the Rabbits can't convert, and here comes Bristol now the other way. Keedy Johnson out to Ollison, ball into Green. Green looking to go to work on Marfo. This is the matchup we came to see here tonight, and Brad Green, the hook shot is good, and the first two of the game goes to him as well.
Yeah, good composure from Brad. He kind of got down there, picked up his dribble, just a bit of composure with the hook, able to get it over Marfo, but yeah, he wasn't able to back him down like we've seen with other defenders. Marfo strong body there, but Brad Green equal with that hook shot.
Willis will fire up for three off the back iron as an offensive rebound gathered in by Wright. Pulls up for a mid-range two, can't get the shooter's roll, and Brad Green is second rebound of the game. And there's going to be a foul called against the Rabbits there, and Keedy Johnson, we've seen it time and time again. I mean, it's quite an easy one to call in the end there, but he has that ability to really force fouls from the opposing team.
Yeah, he definitely puts defenders under pressure with his quickness, and just able to put that pressure on and picks up the foul.
And they're looking to establish Brad Green early in this game. The ball goes in and is blocked from behind by Wright. Marfo from the foul line, can't get the jumper to go, and Keedy Johnson with the board. Johnson, screen comes from Green. Johnson looking to go left, pulls up from the elbow, can't get it to go, but rebound ends up back with him. Bradley now will float one up, he can't finish, and Flyers almost a third chance opportunity there. Here comes Svendborg the other way. Nice pass inside to Marfo, great position, and easy finish for him off the glass in the end.
Yeah, big man sort of running under the basket there, paint to paint, getting established underneath, and you can see his teammates are looking for him inside, and a fairly simple shot for him, but good answer.
Ollison drains the three from the wing, and that's where Bristol Flyers can really take a grasp of this game. Their explosive backcourt, the likes of Ollison, Jacob coming off the bench, and Tejon Lucas as well. As the ball comes off the foot of a Flyers player. And it's been a real battle of the bigs early on in this game, hasn't it, Gareth?
Yeah, it's living up to what we were hoping for. Both bigs establishing themselves, getting some good positions and finishing well. But like I said, Joel, it's guard play could be the difference.
Marfo finishing again, and he's got 6 early points now for the Svendborg Rabbits. Ollison, it's stolen away. And a poor turnover by the Bristol Flyers, and Svendborg going coast to coast. Now leading by 1. Lucas. The screen comes from Bradley. Ball into Bradley. It's blocked. Great defence. And here comes the Svendborg Rabbits the other way.
And that's Brad Green with his second foul, taking a blow. See who came in. So Leslie Smith back into the action after a few games being out with injury. Great to see him back on the floor.
Well, Hammy right at the free throw line, able to knock down the first free throw. He had 16 points in the win over Spartak Pleven last week. That's the last touch by the Rabbits, so it will trickle out of play for a Bristol Flyers ball. Just 4 minutes into this game, it's been a slow start for both teams. Svendborg on the high side. Lucas now finds Ollison again, looking to drive left, all the way to the hole. Tevin Ollison gets it to go off the glass.
Yeah, coming downhill there, Ollison. Explosive. Able to get to the basket, nice finish.
Willis inside, kicks it back out to Van Eyck. Willis fakes the 3, pulls up for a mid-range 2 and splashes it. And Svendborg Rabbits back on top by 2. Ollison driving middle. What a move, Tevin Ollison. And he's scored once again, and he's just got that ability, shifty move to the basket.
Yeah, just attacking the basket. Great handles, find himself a bit of room. Rabbits unable to sort of put much pressure on him, and nice finish again round the basket. But again, a lot of success at the moment, attacking the basket.
Right for 3, knocks it down. End-to-end stuff so far in this first period. And just when we spoke about it sort of being slowed down a bit, Tevin Ollison at the other end. Heat check that time for him, and there's Tijon Lucas who gets it to go on the follow.
Yeah, end-to-end stuff at the moment.
Willis coming off a screen, pulls up for a mid-range 2, can't get it to go. Rebounded, secured by Keedy Johnson. Flyers a chance to retake the lead. Here's Leslie Smith back into the game. Top to Johnson, screen from Smith. Bradley open for 3. Overcooks the triple. The rebound secured by Svendborg. And Van Eyck ends up on the floor there, quickly back to his feet. Marfo will try a deep 3. Can't get it to go.
And you'd be happy with that shot. Bristol Flyers letting the big man shoot from out there.
They've left Tevin Ollison wide open for 3. He can't convert, but there's Levi Bradley on the follow. And Bristol Flyers leading this one by 1.
And how many times we talked about the offensive rebounding, the capability of Bristol Flyers. The Rabbits just completely switching off there. Levi Bradley taking full advantage.
Stolen by Bristol, and this is when they're their most dangerous. It's going to be a foul called. There's a 2-on-1 opportunity, so quite a smart foul in the end there by Svendborg.
Yeah, I think Coach Kapulis there just wondering if that might have been unsportsmanlike foul there. If in transition, I think he was questioning it. Of course, we've got the review system as well, Joel, back in the ENBL, so
yeah, both coaches get a challenge, and they can also review things in the last 2 minutes of the fourth quarter as well. But you saw it in the Back and Bears game, they went to the review quite often in that fourth quarter, and proving valuable in the end because it was a tight game down the stretch.
Yeah, it did. It was used very well in that back-end game, actually, to get the right call in the end. And it's important both teams feel that they want the correct decisions, and adds to the tension of the game, the excitement, but obviously getting the right call in crucial times.
Leslie Smith, mid-range 2, no good. Here comes Svendborg now. There's a right, finds Mortensen all the way to the hole. Another rebound falls to Keedy Johnson. It's his third rebound of the game. Johnson, step back 3, drains the 3. And Keedy Johnson knocks down the triple. The Flyers, we spoke about it in the build-up to this game, but when they knock down those threes, good things happen for this team.
Yeah, exactly. And that's a confident move from Keedy Johnson there. He had players in front of him, just had that step back, nailed the 3.
Samuels, Thomas Edwards, back into the squad after returning from injury. Leslie Smith also back from returning from injury. Both players out there on the floor. Keedy Johnson looking to drive inside. Nice pass into Leslie Smith. And the Flyers sharing the love early on and forces Svendborg to call an early timeout, Gareth.
Yeah, nice run from Bristol Flyers. Keedy Johnson with that 3-pointer, and then some good play there, finding Leslie Smith open for that easy layup. Yeah, good little spell from the Flyers, and Rabbits having to call a timeout to try and stop this momentum.
Of course, we've got Rel Graham-Bell, our guest commentator here in the studio, and RGB, great signs for the Flyers early on in this game.
Yep, I mean, everything I kind of said early on, like getting to the rebounds, taking away their second opportunities and trying to get as many of ours as we can get. And it's happening right now. It looks like they're close to breaking, but it's a long game, so let's just hope they stick to the plan and things keep going this smooth.
And looking at the Svendborg Rabbits side of things, I mean, we spoke about it in the build-up, but Marfo really doing business inside early on.
Doing what he does. Honestly, even though he took the 3-point shot, I mean, if he did hit that would have been a momentum changer for them, especially considering how he shoots. But inside the paint, he's doing his job, and if they keep finding him inside, it could be a problem further down the stretch.
And he's done well to put Brad Green in 2 early fouls in this first quarter, and we've seen Leslie Smith come back into back from injury. It could be a big night for him if Brad Green continues to get in foul trouble.
Yeah, looking at Brad, the problem I think they're going to have right now is that Brad and Leslie are 2 different players completely. So making that adjustment while in game is sometimes hard to do, and they're going to have to do that before Leslie starts finding himself as well. Because he just scored that last bucket. He's starting to feel his feet and probably feeling good right now.
Great stuff. We will check back in with you on the next time out. Of course, Flyers forward RGB with us on the Flyers TV studio this evening. A little upgrade to our broadcast team there, Gav.
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah, absolutely. It's a bit more current than 25 years ago, whatever it is. So.
Well, back underway here out in Svendborg. A 3-pointer no good. Here comes Samuels the other way. Flyers leading this one by 6 early on. Johnson, Smith coming off the screen. Thomas Edwards open for 3. Too short on the triple. And Svendborg can push, and that's when they are dangerous. They did that extremely well in the game over Sparta Pluven, but well cut out by Thomas Edwards in transition defense.
Yeah, exactly. I'm sure Coach Kapulis will talk about transition, getting back on defense, trying to negate those fast breaks. That obviously starts from rebounding, but then getting back in transition and try and make it as difficult as possible to score on that sort of fast break opportunities.
Jacob open for 3. It's way short. Corey Samuels almost chased it down. That is a very Trajan Jacob shot. I mean, how many times have we seen him knock those 3s down time and time again? He's a very streaky shooter as well, Gav. When he's hot, and sometimes it can take him a while to get going.
Yeah, exactly, and it can do that. And it talks volumes about the player if he's airballed that one, but I'm sure Trajan Jacob, if he sees another shot that he likes, if he's open, he won't stop him from shooting it. And as you said, just takes one to go down, and he can go for 3 or 4 in a row.
It was a great offense, just unable to convert by Svendborg. Here's Samuels now, floats it up, gets the shooter's roll, and Corey Samuels can take that all day long.
That's what Coach Kapula said, just sort of like, what? Oh, okay.
Well, here comes Svendborg the other way, and it's another turnover as Vogel ends up throwing it out of bounds.
Yeah, a couple of kind of sloppy passes from the Rabbits, not going to help their cause, and gives the ball back to the Bristol Flyers. So good bit of pressure there from the Flyers, getting some cheap turnovers.
Thomas Edwards, open lane, and jams it in. And the lane just opened up for him. It's almost like slow motion out there, and Thomas Edwards says thank you very much.
He did, and he kept the dribble alive, saw the floor, saw the space in front of him open up, and puts it on with a nice little finish.
Svendborg gone cold here. Flyers leading this one by 10.
Yeah, and Landolfi in the game. What a great game he had against the London Lions as well, career high.
Yeah, 11 points for him off the bench in that trophy win over the Lions last week. Rewarded with some minutes here on the European stage as well. Nice pass into Smith, and couldn't quite connect on that alley-oop. Means that Svendborg will go the other way for the final 10 seconds of this first quarter. Penn. Screen comes from Jensen. Shot clock winding down, and that will do it for the end of a very good quarter for the Bristol Flyers. A 10-point lead over the Svendborg Rabbits in this do-or-die game. Of course, a win for Flyers here tonight will punch their ticket to the ENBL playoffs. And Gareth, we spoke about the importance of a strong start for the Flyers. I'm sure Coach Kapoulis will be very pleased with those first 10 minutes.
Yeah, exactly. Probably in the first sort of 3 minutes, it was probably going more in the favour of the Rabbits, but, you know, the change momentum so quickly, and to have a 10-point lead in the first quarter, you know, it's coming from inside and out as well. We saw the bigs going at it in the first sort of opening exchanges, but then, you know, some great guard play, some good three-point shooting, and that's extended the lead for Bristol Flyers to 10. So great start from Coach Kapoulis' team.
Tim Ollison leads the way for Flyers. 7 first quarter points for him, and we've seen it, you know, the first couple of plays of the game, you know, knocking down these threes. It's just seeing, you know, it's a bit of a heat check out there, seeing the first shot, see if he's hot, and then from then on it just started raining threes.
Yeah, exactly, and you know, that's what sort of confidence does, especially if your teammates will start knocking down threes. It almost just takes that little bit of pressure off you, you know, been building up to the game, and just to see a few shots go down, you just relax, build that lead, and good things start to happen.
Meanwhile, for Svendborg Rabbits, Marfo leads the way for them. He's got 6 points so far in this one. He's caused all kinds of problems for the Flyers defence. I mean, he's got Brad Green and that early foul trouble, but they haven't really been able to take advantage of it since we see, you know, Leslie Smith entered into the game.
Yeah, exactly, and that's kind of the position where the Flyers are now, where, you know, short-handed over the last couple of games with you know, that sort of 5 spot, that centre position, but having Leslie Smith and Raff in the game as well, being able to guard bigger players, being able to be physical with them, so, you know, not taking advantage as much possibly as he would have done with a smaller lineup from the Bristol Flyers.
Well, both teams back out there on the court. There's confirmation of the score after the first 10 minutes. Plenty for Svendborg to be digesting from those first quarter numbers. Of course, this is a must-win game for the Bristol Flyers. A win will punch their ticket to the ENBL playoffs. Second quarter action is underway. Here's Trajan Jacob looking to drive inside. Stolen away by Svendborg, though.
So assuming Svendborg have nothing to play for in this competition, then is that right? They're done.
Their hopes of qualifying are over. Just the one win for them in the competition. Of course, it's top 4 from each group makes it through to the playoffs. The 4th place team from Group A takes on the first place team in Group B, and so on. 2-legged aggregate score, and then the final 4 to be held at the end of the season. Chijon Lucas knocks down the mid-range 2 and pushes it back out to a 10-point lead. Right. Almost stolen away by Jacob. Good ball movement from Svendborg. Right, looking to go to work on Thomas Edwards. Great defence, and Landolfi dives on the loose ball. Here's Lucas in transition all the way to the hole, and he'll earn himself a trip to the foul line to shoot 2.
Yeah, that's some great play there, Bristol Flyers. 2 guys hustling on defence, knocking that ball loose there. Raff there, Landolfi with the dive on the floor. And Lucas here just uses body so well with that bump, protecting the ball, getting the foul.
I mean, you can see what it means to these Flyers players. I mean, they're putting their bodies on the line, diving on loose balls. They know what's at stake here tonight, Gareth.
Yeah, exactly. And, you'd kind of expect that from most times, but, with that added incentive of progressing to the next round of this competition. So, yeah, Landolfi making, the most of his minutes and diving after that ball, and Bristol Flyers able to get, extra points.
Tijan Lucas knocks down the second free throw. 5 points so far for him in this one. It's going to be a foul called on Pasquale Landolfi on the pick and roll situation. Svendborg will inbound again from the sideline. Gareth, we've spoken about, Pasquale played for the Flyers 2, NBL Division 2 last season as he heads to the bench, and his minutes have slowly improved. He's seen a bigger role in the team, and that's culminated in that we spoke about that performance last week in the trophy against London.
Yeah, when you're in his position, you just got to wait for your opportunities. A lot of young players will find themselves riding the bench for a season or two. We've all been there. We've all sat there and watched, and it's a case of when you're called on, you're ready to go, ready for action, and you get those opportunities to play like he did in London, show everyone what you're made of, and his confidence is sky high now, I bet.
He's certainly being rewarded with extra minutes there. It was a good stint by him in that first quarter. Brad Green's getting set to return to the game for the Flyers. Of course, playing on 2 fouls from the first period, and he'll match up against Marfo. So important here for him not to pick up that third foul, because when you do that, it can be a long night. Of course, just 5 fouls in this competition.
Yeah, very frustrating. You've sort of travelled all that way, and Brad Green's taken an early seat, so he'll want to try and get a bit of rhythm going. And there you go, straight on cue. He's not messing around. If he has to sit down, he's going to put a few points on the board before he goes.
He extends the Flyers lead to 11, which is their biggest lead of the game so far. Wright kicks it out. Now here's Penn. Screen comes from Marfo. He's got Brad Green on him. Strong move, can't convert. Good box out by the Flyers, and Flyers can push in transition. Ollison to the basket, scoops it up and in, and that is turning defense into offense for Coach Kapoulis' side.
Yeah, he just almost makes it look too easy, does he, Ollison there? We've seen it a few times now. That strong drive to the basket, just sort of skips around the defender, lays it in, and really good to watch.
Mortensen, guarded by Lucas. There's going to be a foul called. It's going to be called on the floor, say the officials. So it will be a sideline out of bounds. You see there Mortensen. Well, Lucas, in that second one, I think it was there, just got his hand caught in the cookie jar. Looked clean on the first one.
Yeah, it did. The referee was right there, though, so he had a little slightly different position.
Well, it's going to be Svendborg to inbound here. Mortensen finds Wright. Now here's Penn, top of the three-point line. He's got Keedy Johnson on it. Mortensen for 3, drains it. Baseline triple is good. And Svendborg chipping away at that Bristol lead.
Yeah, the Rabbits do have it in that locker of that 3-point, in that corner 3. They do have shooters there, and that's a great play there from Lucas, getting the not the and one, but the foul.
And as a coach, that's not what you want to see. It's not what you teach the juniors, to be fouling the jump, the deep jump shooters. And Tijan Lucas, had that defender on his hip there, coming past that screen and just able to keep him at bay.
Yeah, and it's that experience of almost anticipating where the defender's coming from and almost sort of buying yourself a foul as well. That just comes from experience. Just, like I said, just feeling where the defender is and just that bit of contact, and then just sell it a little bit to the referee and get yourself to the line.
Now, Tijan Lucas, of course, he made his return from injury in that trophy game. Limited minutes. He's dealt with that ongoing hamstring injury, but averaging 9 points and 4, just shy of 5 assists per game even this season in the British Basketball League. I'm sure he's going to get plenty of court time out there tonight.
Yeah, but I'm sure his minutes will still be wanting to be managed as well, so he don't want any more injuries, and depending on how this game looks like, I'm sure Coach Kapoulis will manage him accordingly.
Johnson's 3, no good. Here comes Penn now for the Svendborg Rabbits. Wright. It's got Bradley on it. And Hamir Wright able to draw the foul, which again will be called on the floor. And Levi Bradley picking up the foul on that occasion. Ball into Wright. Here's Penn now, coming off the screen from Marfo. Mortensen for 3 is short. Brad Green with the rebound. Now here's Ollison calling for the screen from Green and decides to pull up for 3. Rattles around the rim, can't get the drop though. And it's rebounded by Wright. Nice move inside. And again, Svendborg can't convert. They've had a number of good looks inside. And here is a good look inside as Levi Bradley extends the Flyers' lead.
Yeah, good recognition there, just recognising Levi Bradley under the basket. Still a difficult finish though, able to get it to go. But as you said, Joel, Rabbits with a few kind of easy ones that they've not able to put away. Not helping their cause to get back into this game. Good hands there from Keedy Johnson.
Marfo did all the hard work but couldn't come up with the finish. Johnson with the rebound though. Kicks it out. Lucas. He needs no invitation to shoot that one and ends up coming up short. Wright driving up against Keedy Johnson, and it's last touched by the Rabbits, so it will be a Flyers ball. There are a few claims for a Rabbits ball in there as well.
Hard to see from that one. Nothing clear I can see, Joel.
It will be Flyers ball, say the officials. So for 5 minutes to go in the first half. Flyers leading by 14 points. Johnson. Screen from Bradley. Bradley rolling to the basket. Great move, and Levi Bradley can't finish. Wright. Skip past Mortensen. Back to Wright. Now here's Penn for 3. Off the back iron, no good. Rebound by Trajan Jacob. Jacob looking to push. Bradley. Baseline 3 on the way. A great rebound by Trajan Jacob, and he gets it to go and count it.
That is a massive offensive rebound. Trajan Jacob, huge, getting up high, brings it under control, and the and one finish.
Just see it here on the replay. Just wanted it more out there, and he able to convert through contact as well. And then you just see him there at the end. He must be knackered after that one.
Yeah, he's just having a little breath. Just that extra effort to get up high and snatch that offensive board down. And yeah, it looks like the Rabbits have called a timeout. I want to chat things over as Bristol Flyers slowly begin to extend this lead in the second quarter.
Well, we've got Ravel Graham-Bell joining us in the studio here on Flyers TV, and RGB, a healthy lead now for Bristol Flyers. They've really been able to extend it in the second period. What's changed for them, over these last sort of 7-8 minutes or so of play?
I mean, I think they're just finding their feet more than the Rabbits are right now, and they're making them pay for it.
Yeah, it certainly has been a team effort as well. I mean, you saw Tevin Ollison in the first quarter sort of really start, putting points on the board. Now Trajan Jacob has kind of taken over now from him.
Yeah, there's no fear right now. I don't think from any of the guys who are shooting the ball. I don't think that's going to be a question for this game. It's just a question of can we keep it up? That's it.
And important for them not to take their foot off the gas now, because there has been look at occasions in the British Basketball League this season. We've had a game against Manchester at home where they've let slip a big lead, and I'm sure that'll be a point of conversation in the huddle, is to keep up the intensity.
100%. I think it is when every team plays us is just don't let off. Eventually they'll crack, and we got to prove that that's not a thing. And I think they're here to make sure that doesn't happen today.
Great stuff. Well, RGB will be joining us in the studio at half-time to break down all the action in just over 4 minutes time. And Trajan Jacob, before the break, an incredible 3-point play as he had a chance to extend at the foul line. Well, second spell for Trajan Jacob with the club. He was a real fan favourite during his first time round, Gareth.
Yeah, he's just so good to watch, isn't he? He's just an exciting player. He's full of passion, full of the theatre as well. Oh, Bristol Flyers got caught napping there and concede an easy 2. But yeah, he's just a real good player to watch, and just his all-round sort of personality on the court.
Yeah, Gabriel Vogel out in transition there with the finish. Ollison, ball into Green. Green against Marfo. Turnaround jumper, knocks it down. And Brad Green really showing his full arsenal out there today.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he's not too easy to back down, Marfo, so just taking his time. Little pivot there. Good look at the bucket. Knocks down that mid-range.
Floater is no good. Rebound gobbled up by Green, though. It's a healthy lead right now for the Bristol Flyers. 3.5 minutes to go in the second. Ball into Green once again. Here he goes to work again. It's going to be a travel, I believe.
Yeah, it looks like a travel call. Brad Green claiming the foul. We'll get another look at that one.
See it here on the replay. Brad Green able to get it in there, and you just see went up and down with it there.
Looks okay to me. Looks pretty clean. Yeah, good hands there from the Svendborg Rabbit player, knocking that one loose.
Always a tough call to make that one. I think that's well, quite happy to be this side of the action.
I think from Brad Green, he obviously lost his defender there and thought it would be a little bit easier getting to the basket, but the defender came across well. Good hands.
Van Eyck can't convert. The rebound ends up in the hands of Jacob. Jacob looking to push. Finds Ollison. Lucas, top to Smith. Smith open for 3. Smith splashes it from downtown.
And that's not the first time we've seen that. Right at the top of that 3-point arc. If he's open there, he will knock it there. He'll certainly have a go, and more often than not, we've seen that one go down, Joel.
Well, it's a big 20-point lead now for the Bristol Flyers. Under 3 minutes to go in the second. Great defence from the Flyers. Willis has nowhere to go. And to hold Svendborg Rabbits to just 23 points, Gareth, with 2.5 minutes to go, it's been a consistent effort on both ends of the court.
Yeah, it has, and just kind of looking at them now, it doesn't seem to be much urgency for them to get back into the game at the minute. I don't know if if they feel that the competition's done, they're making sure they're just share the minutes and stuff. But Bristol Flyers absolutely dominating them right now.
Bradley, extra pass. Back to Levi Bradley. Ollison waves him back door. Jacob now on the wing. Back to Ollison. Good ball movement from the Flyers, and Tevin Ollison floats it up. Can't get the shooter's roll as the shot clock expires. Here's Penn. Van Eyck for 3. Splashes it. And that is a much needed 3 for the Svendborg Rabbits. You can see Van Eyck just willing his team to go on a run here after making that triple.
Yeah, Van Eyck certainly seems he's up for the fight, and that is a lovely looking shot. Strings it, much needed points for the Rabbits, and Coach Kapoulis opting for a timeout. 1 minute 53 left in this first half.
Of course, they had the timeout to use anyway. They would have lost it otherwise. Sure. So that moment you start to feel momentum sort of just shifting away from you. The perfect time to call a timeout.
Yeah, absolutely. We haven't seen sort of much in the way, but yeah, knock down that 3. Definitely want to sort of stop any sort of momentum coming out of that. Just have a little chat about things and what we want to do for the last sort of 2 minutes. Try and control the game. Done a great job so far this first half, and just try and keep that up. The next 2 minutes could be important, so just want to keep adding more pressure against the Svendborg Rabbits.
And in the build-up to the game, we spoke about how crucial the rebound battle could be. Flyers out-rebounding the Rabbits by 10 right now, and that's really been a key contributor in this healthy lead.
Yeah, it does. It just opens up so many opportunities to push the ball. When she grabbed the defensive rebound, looked able to push it in transition. But obviously, offensive rebounds talked over that years and years, and just giving that second chance, third chance opportunities, something that Bristol Flyers have been very good at. And it'll be interesting to talk to RGB at half-time about the rebounding and is that a practice thing, is that mentality thing. It just seems that over the years Coach Kapulis' side always do well on those offensive boards.
Yeah, it certainly has become the Flyers' identity over the last few years in the league. They only have 4 offensive rebounds tonight as a team, the Flyers. Got 7 second chance points out of them though. Lucas finds Ollison. Back to Tevin Ollison. Here's Trajan Jacob now. Smith rolling to the basket, and Trajan Jacob, the lefty layup off the glass.
Yeah, he had the big fella there. Done him for speed with the left-hand layup.
Penn. Van Eyck all the way to the hole. Does well to draw the contact, and he'll earn himself a trip to the foul line. If he can convert on these 2 free throws, Gareth, he will have scored the last 5 points for Svendborg.
Yeah, and I think we mentioned he was the leading scorer for the team, around 19 points a game, so a real threat out there. He's 6'8", good 3-point shooter. He's a very smart player, and certainly making a fist of the game here. He's not going to sort of go away, and it's a player to sort of be mindful of.
Yeah, the Dutch forward, as you say, 19 points, 10 rebounds per game in the Danish league this season. He's the one of the team's leading scorers. You see as the arena just goes silent for him as he knocks down on the second. Just over a minute to go in this first half. Flyers with a healthy lead away from home in the ENBL. Ollison calls for a screen from Smith. Ollison turns the corner. Bradley open for 3, and Bradley knocks it down. And that ability from him to just stretch the floor, it gives the Bristol Flyers another attacking option on the offensive end.
Yeah, it doesn't. It was well-run offense there. Very simple offense, but well-run offense. Levi Bradley, that stretch 4, extending out and knocking down that 3-pointer.
Well, Penn's looking for it. Have to get it in here. Ball ends up with Van Eyck. Extra pass. Willis for 3, and baseline triple is good. That is a much needed 3 for the Svendborg Rabbits.
Yeah, good ball movement. Rabbits looking for that extra pass. Finds Willis in the corner. And he strings that one. 25 seconds left in this first half.
12-second differential between shot clock and game clock. Shot clock at 6. Ollison kicks it out. Keedy Johnson to the hole, count it, and the foul. And Keedy Johnson, tough finish, and gets it to go.
Yeah, strong move on the and-1 as well. Did really well to keep composed. Bit of contact, a lot of contact. 2 players there, pick your foul. Able to get it to go. Enjoys that one with a celebration on the deck.
And how many times have we seen that in the British Basketball League this season? Of course, he had to miss just under a couple of months with that fractured wrist, but he's really been on form on his return from injury.
He has, and when he got that sort of wrist injury, to have the courage and determination, to attack the basket knowing that you've had a wrist injury, it just shows that, a lot of bravery from Keedy Johnson that, it's not put him off. He's straight back into the action.
5 seconds to go in the first half.
Good D from Leslie Smith.
Yeah, great D from the big fella.
2.9 seconds left.
It'll be Flyers ball. With change to go. It's been an incredible first half defensive performance as the ball gets inbounded to Lucas. And Ollison Was it released in time? Not quite released in time, but that will do it for the first half. Bristol Flyers having fun out in Denmark with a healthy 20-point lead over the Svendborg Rabbits. We'll have half-time reaction from Gareth Till and Graham Bell right after the break.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time.
Good.
Naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you could conceive. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Calm down before you stress up the groove. The energy a little different when the blessings accrue. Ain't cause I stand tall like I'm on my tiptoes, baby. You think a little too small. I got big goals, baby. Ain't where the money at. Look, I just need the info. Pronto, I go and get hard to climb at all. At the top, I found some relief. I finally got some peace. Carry on, but don't mess up the mood.
Eleven started as a vending machine idea that would hold spaces for local products and startups, but over time it's developed into a lot more. The more we learn about the impact that we can have on the local community is the more that we've brainstormed new ways on how to add value to the brands that we represent. It's important for us to use the platform to create opportunities in the lives of real people. We really can't wait for the future at Eleven to unfold, and we look forward to you joining us on the journey.
Welcome back to Flyers TV, powered by ATPI, where it's a great night for the Bristol Flyers so far. They lead the Svendborg Rabbits by 20 points in this do-or-die game. I'm joined in studio by former Flyers captain Gareth Till and Bristol Flyers star Graham Bell. And fellas, plenty for Coach Kapoulas to be happy about in that first half, Gareth.
Yeah, definitely. Great start. Got off to that, start we wanted. And just been, frankly, quite dominating the game so far. I've not really seen, too much from the Rabbits. It kind of feels like, Bristol Flyers are just going through the gears at the moment and just edging further and further away. Great performance so far.
And Ro, I mean, you've seen it from the get-go. I mean, you've seen players diving on the ball diving on the floor after loose balls. We've seen them pushing in transition. You can see what it means to the guys out there, can't you?
Yeah. I feel like they're doing everything as writ to the script. I don't think they made any mistakes, and they're making the team pay for it hard. Prediction on score, it was kind of my prediction.
You were saying before. You were saying before we came on.
Couldn't say it before, but I say it now, innit? Like I said, about 15-point win, innit? Like that's, you know what I'm saying? But they're up by 20 right now, so I think I'm going to stick with that. Probably a bit off slightly, maybe. Who knows? Yeah. And but they're doing good. Doing good.
And Gareth, we spoke about in the build-up to the game, important for Flyers to knock down their open looks from three. They're shooting 30% of the team from behind the three-point line right now, which is, considering their shooting performance in recent games, a sort of good night out there.
Yeah. I mean, there have been big threes at kind of crucial times, and good looks. Good to see sort of Levi Bradley knocking down those threes as well. Bit of extra ball movement, but yeah, I mean, 30%. You probably, as a coach, you'd probably want to try and edge that up a little bit further. But absolutely dominating inside. 30 points in the paint, and then just being complemented with those outside shots as well. But we know the capability of shooting is there, so it's almost even more to come potentially from the Flyers.
And Ro, we spoke about the rebound battle during the broadcast, but Flyers, that they're really dominating that rebound battle. Is that something in practice that's really sort of pushed in from, like, is Coach Capoulas really emphasising that, crash the offensive glass out there?
Not at all, man. And he probably hates hearing it, or I don't know how he feels about it, but no, like that's literally just us, like, as players individually. We're prideful in terms of getting to the rebounds. Don't like teams out rebounding us, especially like the size of us. We don't expect anyone to out rebound us.
Yeah.
So we take pride in that.
And how much of that is positioning, and how much of that is just wanting the ball more in that situation?
I think if you was to look at everyone's background, generally everyone's high rebounder. They grab rebounds, everyone individually, from it wherever they have played, especially the bigger guys. So putting us all together on the court is only expected, and I think that's where coach is probably recruited in the past as well, leading to his little resume of every team he has is a rebounding team, and he knows what he's doing, and we always get the job done, and we ain't ever happy if we don't.
Yeah, you mentioned pride there. I mean, of course, Gareth, Flyers, the last two games, they've been playing well, but they've been playing for pride because obviously eliminated from British Basketball League trophy contention, and that's sort of shown in this game as well. I mean, just carrying that rhythm on from their last two performances.
Yeah, exactly. Momentum's massive, and just pick up Roll's point there as well. You're absolutely right. Like, a lot of credit to Coach Capoulas with his recruitment over the last several years has been outstanding, and so getting players that are hungry, want to play for Bristol Flyers, want to play for him, and that's kind of what's showing through. So full credit for Coach for getting those sort of competitive players in.
Oh, here's a look at the half-time stats from the first half. Or we can look at the stats shortly, in fact. We don't look at the stats just yet. But just a quick word on the performance in that first half. Important now for Bristol to not take their foot off the gas in the second half, Gareth.
Yeah, I mean, they were cruising really on that second half. But that can change very quickly, especially the home team. There's pride there as well. So things can change, but they just look very, very comfortable, and you just hope that comfortness doesn't go into sort of a bit of complacency. I suppose that's the slight danger there as well. So it's just relax, enjoy the game, but almost don't forget what's at stake, just to keep that intensity there as well.
And just a word on some of the individual performances in this game so far. I mean, Tevin Ollison, Levi Bradley both lead the way with 9 points. And we've seen the likes of Tijon Lucas slowly coming back from that hamstring injury. He has 7 points at the half. And encouraging also, to see the likes of Leslie Smith and Raf Thomas Edwards as well. They haven't had as many minutes, but you can tell they're slowly working their back from injury. And that's really important for the team going into the second half of the season, right?
Yeah, seeing all that, it's just confidence right now. I feel like, especially having the first half that we did have, it allows everyone just to play with a little more confidence and just find their rhythm back. It's a great game to do it, especially in the position they put themselves into, to just finish the game with everyone leaving healthy and happy.
Yeah. And important, Gareth, I mean, we look at the other end of the court for Svendborg Rabbits. I mean, Kevin Marfo, 8 points to lead the way for them, and really he's been the only real offensive threat for their side.
Yeah, exactly. He sort of got off to a really hot start, put Brad Green under a little bit of pressure and the team under a bit of pressure, but yeah, not really sort of seen too much after those sort of first few minutes really, and not seen too much sort of fluidity from the Rabbits. Really, they've not really seemed to have got going. We've seen Ike kind of, he seems to be up for the fight. But apart from that, I think defensively, Bristol Flyers have kept them well under control. And with Raf and Leslie coming back in as well, you've got that nice rotation to pick up the big man as well. So whoever's guarding him, he's not going to have an easy night of it.
Yeah. We talk about Flyers being in control. Here is a look at those half-time stats, and the rebound battle. It really speaks for itself. I mean, Flyers out rebounding Svendborg by 10. But Gareth, anything else that sort of stands out the page for you at those first half numbers?
I don't imagine that 3-point field goals, right? Is it 4 as 80? No, that's definitely not 80% there, is it? so that'd have been nice. But the rebound battle's good. Points in the paint. Dominating in the paint just frees up space. We've changed.
There we go. Reduce it down with the quick assist for you there.
Yeah, slightly flattering there. We're back to 30, but points in the paint for me is good. Good stat, and as you said, touched on the rebound is obviously important. But 2-point field goal percentage, 70%. Very happy getting your work done in and around the basket. That 2-point field goal percentage, very, very good, outstanding performance there.
Great stuff. Second half is right around the corner. Ro, final words from you going into the second half. What are going to be the keys for Bristol Flyers to close this one out?
Keeping them turnovers down. You saw it said only 4 there, and I think if we keep those down and keep sticking to the rebounds, there's nothing they're going to be able to do.
Great stuff. Well, it's right there for the taking for Coach Kapoulis' side. The playoffs are in sight. Can they close out this game? We've got second half action coming up for you right after the break.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club in your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL, right here in your backyard.
Che vuoi gira largo da me, non sai che oramai è finita con te. Tu sei quella che mi fa passare soltanto chi sei, chi
sei. The Thatcher's Farm. Slightly obsessed perfectionists making cider with nothing but love. As you do. I mean, why grow 8 varieties of apple when you can grow 458? The apple spa. Because happy apples make better cider, obviously. Here comes the man himself, Martin Thatcher. Friday, 12:30, tasting time. It needs to hit the spot or not a drop will leave the farm. Yes! And that's why Thatcher's cider tastes the way it does. Perfect.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time.
Good.
Naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you could conceive. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Welcome back to Flyers TV, powered by ATPI, where both teams are getting set to retake the floor. And Gareth with a healthy lead for Coach Kapoulis' side. An important 20 minutes coming up for them now. They know what's at stake, and they really can't afford to take their foot off the gas here.
No, that's right. I think Roll absolutely nailed it by just saying it's all in their hands, just looking after the ball, controlling the game, and just seeing this one out. So if they manage to successfully do that, look after the ball, control the tempo of the game, then you would think it would be a reasonably comfortable victory for the Bristol Flyers.
There is one other game going on in the Flyers ENBL game group this evening, which is all wrapped up, in fact. Juventus defeating Tartu Ulukul at home, 88 points to 63. So Juventus continuing their run at the top of Group A.
Great hands from Mollison, and was that Lucas?
Yeah,
sorry.
Great steal, and here's Green in transition. Can't get it on the first chance, can't get it on the second chance. Here's a third chance opportunity for Brad Green. He puts it in for two.
Padding those stats out, looking for that double-double.
We see how many times have we seen that from Brad Green in the British Basketball League this season? He does that time and time again.
Yeah, he doesn't let it go, does he? Yeah, he recovers quickly from the missed shot.
Well, 3-pointer on the way for Svendborg is short. And they're chasing down the offensive rebound, but last touched by the Flyers. And Brad Green now 8 points along with his 6 rebounds. He's been a walking double-double all season long. He certainly looks well on the way for another here tonight. Penn, nowhere to go, finds Willis, stomps on a dime. Ball into Marfo, double team comes, it's stolen by Levi Bradley.
Yes, pass straight to Levi Bradley there. Here goes Keedy Johnson, the up and
he couldn't quite finish on the reverse layup, and it's left Marfo open in transition, and he throws it down. Well, like he almost took the rim off there, Gareth.
Yeah, he's a big lad, a lot of pressure on that basket there. Good fast break.
Here's Brad Green at the other end. It's been a real battle between those two bigs here tonight.
Yeah, I think Brad Green, though, just showing his more versatile in and around the basket with those sort of hook shots at mid-range jumpers.
Wright now finds Van Eyck. Back to Wright. Pulls up for a mid-range two. Ball trickles around the rim. Couldn't get the drop. And now Lucas can push. Lucas. Turnaround jumper is blocked in the end by Willis. Penn now pushing downhill. No good that time. Another rebound forced to Brad Green. It's his 7th of the game.
Yeah, nice defense from Keedy, though, getting back in transition. Hands nice and straight, making it really difficult for the offensive player.
And Brad Green's hook shot, no good that time. And Van Eyck will direct traffic now for the Rabbits. Van Eyck, guarded by Ollison. Lucas with the reach in. Ball ends up in the hands of Willis for 3, and he knocks it down.
Yeah, tough shot from Willis, keeping that offensive alive.
Bradley. Ball into Bradley. It's going to be a foul call on the floor, and I think Willis just holding on to Levi Bradley's left arm on that occasion.
Yeah, didn't look much of a basketball kind of a play for the ball there, did he? He kind of felt that he had to grab at him. Just a common foul, though.
Ollison will inbound from the sideline. Ball into Green. Now Lucas looking to work that two-man game. Reached in by Willis. Both players end up on the deck. And Lucas nowhere to go. Finds Bradley in the end, and the shot clock's winding down. And it will be a 24-second violation. Bradley just unable to get that shot off in time.
Yeah, good hands from Willis there. Double team well and put Lucas under a little bit of pressure. Nowhere to pass, and shot clock eventually running out.
Willis, guarded by Lucas. Screen comes from Marfo. Willis able to draw the contact. A pair of free throws coming up for him from the line.
Yeah, Willis been very active in this second half, defensively and offensively. Didn't see too much from him in the first half, but really sort of making a difference for the Rabbits so far early in this second half.
Well, Jaden Willis at the free throw line. It's in his rookie season out of Notre Dame. 16 points, 5 assists per game in the Danish league this season. And one thing about this Svendborg team, Gareth, they're very talented. A lot of players in their roster in their first season as a pro, and this ENBL campaign will be a real learning experience for them.
Yeah, definitely. You said, their first professional, a steep learning curve, if you like. But with rookies, you never quite know. You're not tried and tested at that professional level. You could sort of win the lottery, really, if a player transition settles in well. We've sort of seen that over the years with Bristol Flyers. Some rookies have come in and really found their feet early and been a real presence in the British Basketball League.
Keely Johnson's three is short. Rebound ends up in the hands of Wright. Penn driving inside. Ball just rolls around the rim. Couldn't get the drop. Another rebound for Brad Green. Bradley wide open for three. Can't get it to go. Tevin Ollison soars for the rebound. Can't convert. End-to-end stuff now. And it's going to be a foul called on Green. And you can see his reaction to the call.
Yeah, Green looks straight to the bench there. He doesn't feel he got much contact. Good fast break, though.
Will be Brad Green's third personal foul in this game. So, as you say, just 5 fouls per player in this competition. So, you see just top of your screen, he heads to the bench for, I imagine, what will likely be the back end of this third quarter, potentially even the fourth.
Yeah, depending on how the game's going. But Leslie Smith, fresh off of that injury, coming back in, playing some important minutes for Coach Kapoulis. And the Rabbits come out with a bit more hunger this second half, putting Bristol Flyers under a bit more pressure.
Well, they've outscored the Flyers 7 points to 4 in this third quarter so far. It's been a slow start for both teams. It's a high-scoring first half. Keely Johnson floats it up, floats it in. And Keely Johnson gets the scoreboard ticking for the Flyers. Right. Out finds Willis. Oh, it's stolen by Bradley. Great defense. It's a 2-on-1 for the Flyers. And Tijon Lucas blows the layup. Did all the hard work. Here comes Svendborg the other way. The three-pointer. They can't capitalise from deep. Now Bradley going end-to-end. He can't convert. And play just starting to get a little bit sloppy at both ends of the court, Garrett.
Yeah, a lot of kind of moving the ball, getting the ball in transition, but both teams unable to put the opportunities away. Here come the Bristol Flyers again.
Lucas, extra pass. Johnson fakes it, drives inside, and Keely Johnson, the lefty layup off the glass, is good to go. A 21-point lead for the Bristol Flyers, led by as many as 22. Van Eyck for three off the back iron. Bradley tips it into the hands of Lucas, and he's able to draw the foul.
Coach Kapoulis making 3 changes. Ralph Thomas Edwards, Corey Samuels coming in, and someone else coming in as well, I thought. Trajan Jacob coming in. Yep.
And important, to really spread the minutes with a healthy lead like this. Of course, the Flyers, they don't actually play again until the start of February because, of course, this weekend being trophy final weekend, so a chance for the whole squad to get a good run out here.
Yeah, definitely. And And obviously, you know, players coming back from injury, you know, just manage them a little bit better as well. Obviously, you know, massively important they're out there tonight, and I'm sure they want to be out there, but just giving them a little bit of extra time to completely recover from any injuries will be important. So yeah, get some good minutes for all of the players.
There's a good link-up play between Thomas Edwards and Smith on that last possession. Here's Van Eyck. Nowhere to go. Into Marfo. Backing down Smith. Puts it up and gets the shooter's roll as the shot clock expires. Samuels. Top to Thomas Edwards, the Flyers captain, and lifts his pivot foot, and it will be a travelling violation.
Yeah, just a little bit late putting the ball down on the floor there. See what he's trying to do, the shot fake, little shimmy there, little kind of jab, but just not putting the ball down quick enough and call for the travel.
Willis, guarded by Samuels. Screen from Marfo. Another screen from Marfo, and Willis's three goes in and out, and the three-point struggles continue for the Svendborg Rabbits. Samuels, top to Johnson. Screen from Smith. Keely Johnson looking to weave his way through traffic. They've left Trajan Jacob wide open for three, though, and you cannot give him that much space. Oh, it's stolen by Jacob. Can't get it to go. And he just lets it trickle out of play, and that would have been one for the highlight reel if he got that one to go, Gareth.
Yeah, got the three and then just switched on alert, waiting for that pass to the sort of inbound pass to the guard, and just straight on it, and disappointed he didn't convert it. Smart play from Trajan Jacob after that three-pointer.
Well, timeout's been called on the floor. Here you see that Trajan Jacob steal and just unable to finish through contact. Of course, we've got Earl Graham Bell joining us here in the Flyers TV studio, and RGB, we spoke about it at half-time. Of course, it was important for this team not to take their foot off the gas, and they've certainly shown that in the third quarter so far.
Yeah, I feel like we've just been a bit unlucky with both teams actually making shots. The ball's just not falling in as easy as it was in the first half, honestly, for either team. Right now, I think it's whoever gets it, who finds the hoop first, really.
Yeah.
And that could really change the momentum, making this a close game, potentially.
Is that a concentration thing, or is that like a fatigue thing? Do you feel that this game sort of winds on?
It's hard to say sometimes, especially when it's after a half-time, because you've changed rims. And you never know, like, especially playing away, like, maybe there's one rim that's slightly off, maybe it's a slightly little bit of adjustment. You just don't know, honestly. And sometimes it feels different. Sometimes, like, there's things that you just can't control, and it just happens.
Yeah, of course, two Flyers players in double figures right now on 10 points, and going to ask you probably later on to pick your sort of player of the game, but who's impressed you most so far for Bristol?
Man, well, Bristol's been spreading the ball a lot, man. It's been getting spread a lot. I mean, just seeing that last little play from Jacobs or boy TJ, I mean, if he punched it.
There you go.
Yeah,
well, we'll check in with you later on in the fourth quarter. Of course, RGB is going to pick his player of the game for us this evening. If you're watching on YouTube, leave a comment in the comments section. Tell us who you think should be player of the game. Well, Leslie Smith arguing it should be the Flyers' ball there. And it's hard to see from our angle. We can see it a bit better on this replay. I think the ball came off the foot there of Smith. They called a kick ball violation. So it will be Svendborg's ball with a new 14 on the shot clock. Three-pointer is up for Penn. He can't convert. Long rebound falls into the hands of Marfo. Saves it from going out of play. And yeah, just looking at the shot clock there.
Down to 2 seconds. Didn't reset.
So they are going to put 14 back on the clock. They might shave off a second or so here.
Yeah.
But of course, when the ball goes up, it should reset to 14 seconds on the second chance opportunity.
Yeah, but
it's going to be Flyers' ball.
I was going to say, actually, when I remember the shot, I don't even did it hit the ring? It might have just hit the bottom of the backboard, did it?
Well, it might have been a shot clock violation on that occasion. But it looks like they're going to They might look at it here. They're stood in front of the video review system.
Are they asking maybe the coach to have a look at it, or is he going to...
Well, maybe it's one of those ones that they want to see how long's left on the clock to put the right time on the clock as well. But yeah, they are going to take a look at this here because, as you say, it sort of looked strange to us when we saw it. Did the ball hit the ring or not?
Yeah.
So maybe they're looking to see whether this ball actually did hit the ring, and if so, should be a new 14 for Svendborg, or whether there's a shot clock violation, the ball didn't hit the ring. And yeah, play continues for the Flyers ball.
But it looked like there was 2 seconds on the shot clock though when they stopped it, didn't it?
So if the ball didn't hit the ring, that would have been a shot clock violation, surely.
But no, it looked like there was 2 seconds on the...
Yeah, it's going to be a shot clock violation.
Okay.
So the ball did not touch the ring, say the officials. And of course, RGB, we've seen in the British Basketball League, they haven't used the video review system this season. They're looking to do that in the future. But how valuable has that been on the European stage this season?
They need to bring it into the BBL. They really do. I would love it. I would love it.
There we go. You've heard it here first from RGB. Ravel, we'll check back in with you in the fourth quarter. Here's play back underway.
Let's go. So, of course, it's the British Basketball League, not the BBL.
Yeah, the Ravel's looking over there, giving him strict looks there. Oh, it's almost stolen. There's going to be a foul call against Svendborg Rabbits. So Flyers will retain possession here. And Gareth, if Bristol can hold on to this chunky lead going into the fourth quarter, this will be a huge result for them tonight. But of course, everyone involved with the club, and again, coming into the ENBL this season, no one really knew what to expect. It's a learning experience for everyone, the players, the staff, and to be on the verge of making playoffs with their final Group A game, how huge could that be, as obviously Leslie Smith knocks down the three?
Yeah, massive. We talked about it before the game, of what a big achievement it would be, coming into this league not really knowing how they're going to stack up against European competition. But they've performed really well, considering all the kind of adversity with injuries. So I'm sure nobody more delighted than Coach Kapula's been with the club since the get-go, and to see them progress into the European playoffs in their first season. It will mean the world to him, coaching staff, support staff, fans.
Oh, count it, and the foul, and Trajan Jacob will gun the line for a 4-point play.
And RGB's liking that. He's thinking about his player of the game, and Trajan Jacob sort of, I think, might be quite close to the top of that list.
And we've seen it. I mean, he's one of those guys, when he sees the ball go through the ring, nothing's off limits from then on out, is it?
Exactly. And, some players are like that, just that bit of confidence just to see it go through, and then... Yeah, you just don't think about it. Just unconsciously, you just see something and you shoot the ball. And when you're in that state, there's nothing better.
Well, Trajan Jacob knocks down the bonus free throw. 12 points now so far for him in this one. Penn. Ball inside. To right, it's going to be a travel violation, and Coach Kapoulas punches the air because he feels that this game is momentum well and truly on his side.
Yeah, exactly. They're looking comfortable now. We've seen crazy things happen in basketball, but you kind of feel Bristol Flyers are just kind of going through the gears right now. We saw a bit of a fight back early doors in this third quarter, but. Again, Bristol Flyers just look in full control right now.
Keely Johnson, deep two, no good. Offensive rebound by Thomas Edwards. That's what they've been doing all season long, as Thomas Edwards can't convert. It's a third chance opportunity, this time for Jacob, and he can't finish on the tip-in. Shot clock is turned off. Penn. Driving left. Kicks it out. Three-pointer is on the way for Jensen, who can't convert. 3 seconds to go in the third. Jacob, step back three, puts it up off the glass. Can't get it to go, but that will do it for the end of the third quarter. Bristol Flyers just not taking their foot off the gas here, Gareth. It's been an incredible third period for Coach Kapoulas' side, and they are well and truly in the driving seat now going into the fourth.
Yeah, that's right. He said we saw a bit of a glimmer of a fight back in the first for a couple of minutes, but Bristol Flyers weathered that very nicely, and winning that quarter quite comfortably again to extend the lead.
4 players now in double figures. They are led by Trajan Jacob, who has 12 points, Leslie Smith on 10, Brad Green on 10, Keedy Johnson on 10. And you look down the stat sheet, I mean, you've got Ollison on 9, Bradley on 9. Everyone's turned up to play here today. Everyone knows what's at stake.
Yeah, exactly. And what a great position to be in as a team when you're sharing the ball. Everyone's getting touches, everyone's getting looks, and it just full credit to the way they're playing together right now in such a key game. And as I said, they're just sort of going through the gears at the moment and they're sharing the ball really well. Everyone getting involved, and defensively as well, holding a team that are second in the Danish league to 43 points in 3 quarters. It's not just about the offense; it's defense as well, and they're putting in a good sort of all-round performance.
Flyers still continuing to out-rebound the Rabbits. 37-25 is the rebound count. And also, we spoke about it in the build-up, but the 3-point field goal percentage, Flyers now up to 36% as a team from deep.
Yeah, exactly. And so, with Trajan Jacob as well, he just needs 1 or 2 to go down, and then that sort of 3-point percentage can dramatically increase as his confidence as he gets going, and a couple of big shots from him just extending that lead out.
We're about to get back underway. It is a commanding lead for Bristol Flyers if you've just joined us here on Flyers TV. Of course, no game for Bristol Flyers this weekend because it is British Basketball League Trophy Final Fours. However, they are back in action the following Sunday when they travel to the Caledonia Gladiators as the league play officially gets back underway. And then, of course, on February 10th, you can watch them at SGS College Arena as they take on the Cheshire Phoenix. Here's Thomas Edwards backing down. Strong move. And Thomas Edwards can't convert on the follow. I think Svendborg were looking for an offensive foul there. And nothing given by the officials. Penn. Oh, nice backdoor pass and jammed in at the other end by Vogel.
Yeah, lovely play, that backdoor cut. Able to finish with the dunk. Nice play, highlight for the Rabbits in this 4th quarter.
Samuels open for 3, overcooks the triple, but another offensive rebound by the Flyers, and Leslie Smith dumps it off to Thomas Edwards. Great block by Wright. Here's Trajan Jacob now. The shot clock's down to 5, and Thomas Edwards has to go to work, and once again he just lifts his pivot foot, call for a travel. Seen that a couple of times so far in this game, Gareth.
Yep.
But is that a concentration thing, do you feel, or is it a sort of a footwork thing?
Yeah,
it's an awkward one, isn't it?
It is. I suppose when you're coming back from injury, you'll try to get involved with the game, and you've been working on that move, and it's just a bit of a timing thing, and just not getting that ball there. It's just a little bit out of rhythm, out of sync. It's the kind of the right thing to do. But some games you'll get away with. Some of our referees won't be sort of so on it, but some will look for that footwork, and as you said, just his pivot foot there before the ball going down and call for the travel.
Well, Vogel gets the 2 at the other end. Here's Tijon Lucas. Screen from Leslie Smith. Out to Bradley. Bradley for 3. Knocks it down. And Levi Bradley is cooking. Now up to double figures for the Flyers. Yeah, I mean, we spoke about it at that 3rd quarter break. But when you look down the stat sheet and see so many of this Bristol Flyers team on double figures, they can be really hard to stop because you just don't know where the points are coming from next.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know who to focus in on. If there's one player that gets hot, then you can sort of try and, various different ways to try and get the ball out of the hand or to try and, negate them getting the ball. But when you've got the whole 5 contributing and, looking confident putting the ball in the basket, it almost comes an impossible task to guard a team when the ball's being shared so well.
Bradley out to Landolfi, looking to drive inside. Pasquale Landolfi to the hole. Brad Green for baseline 2, and it's going to be a foul called away from the basketball. I think it's going to be called on Mortensen as he just shoves Levi Bradley out of the way. Lucas to inbound. Out to Ollison. Fakes the 2. Puts it up from the baseline. And I think Tevin Ollison was looking for a foul there. Nothing given. And it'd be a flopper warning, I believe, on Tevin Ollison. Hard to see from this angle. Or maybe just looking for the contact. And yeah, you can see him just talking with the official there.
Yeah, just wants a bit of clarification of what the call is, and
I think sometimes it's one of those ones where we've seen the officials sort of clamp down on it a little bit. I mean, the technical was called in the end, but players looking for that contact. You see it sometimes with players kicking out on the offensive end when they're shooting a shot.
Yep.
And Tevin Ollison almost leaning into the defender that time to try and deliberately force that contact. And I think that's what that call was right there.
Yeah, and you see that happen in every game, and sometimes you get it and sometimes you don't. So it's it's very hard, to get that consistency. But yeah, maybe just a bit too much looking for that contact, as you said, leaving that leg out.
It will be Svendborg ball the other way. Here's Penn. Screen comes from Jensen. Out to Mortensen, driving baseline, floats it up. Offensive rebound by Jensen. Second chance opportunity for the Rabbits. Mortensen looking to drive left, kicks it inside. Nice pass, and Vogel puts it in for 2. Now up to 8 points for the Svendborg Rabbits in just 13 minutes. Lucas looking to spin past his defender and able to draw the foul in the end on Mortensen. Be a timeout called on the floor by the Bristol Flyers, and as I say, they are in the driving seat right now, 24 points ahead of the Svendborg Rabbits. And Gareth, you feel that this game is all but done, really. It would take an incredible effort for Svendborg to work their way back into this one.
Yeah, you do feel that it's a case of just managing the game now, and just seeing it out, and everyone finishing fit and healthy is obviously what we're after. So unless the Svendborg Rabbits can put a tremendous run together, you feel it's just going to play out with a relatively comfortable victory for the Bristol Flyers.
And we've got RGB joining us in the studio. Ravel Graham Bell, Bristol Flyers forward, and Rowe. I mean, this is a good-looking run now for Flyers to round out this game. They'll want to end this game on a high, and it's been a great performance the whole way through, but they'll want to make sure they finish this one strong as well.
Yeah, just put the finishing piece on top of this game and go home.
What would it be? And again, this would confirm their place in the ENBL playoffs as well.
This is worth a celebration. Right? This is the first year being in this division, and first year getting to the next step, which is playoffs, and getting closer to that goal of holding on some silverware at the end.
Yeah, it certainly will be a massive result for Flyers if they can hold on, and we will catch up with you later on in this one to get your player of the game as players back underway. Here's Brad Green looking to back Vogel down, no good that time. Rebound secured by Wright. Here's Penn now, pushing in transition. Ball into Wright, guarded by Bradley. Kicks it out. Vogel, deep 2, knocks it down.
Big man there, 7 foot 1, I think, in the start. Knocking down that mid-range shot.
Ollison to the basket. It's a great rebound by Wright in the end. A couple of back-to-back stops now for the Rabbits. Mortensen driving against Landolfi. And Svendborg can't convert. Here's Bradley at the other end, puts it up, can't get the finish. Looking for a foul and nothing given. It's over 6 minutes to go in this one. Mortensen for 3. Another rebound falls to Brad Green. That's his 9th rebound of the game. Just 1 rebound shy of a double-double. Lucas, screen from Green. Kicks it out. Landolfi for 3. No good that time. Long rebound falls to Bradley. Screen from Green once again. Levi Bradley dancing through the lane. Can't get the finish, and Brad Green does well to tip the offensive rebound, but only to the hands of Svendborg, and Mortensen at the other end puts it in for 2. It's a quick 6-0 run for the Svendborg Rabbits. They cut it down to a 20-point game, and Coach Kapoulas just wants to talk things through here, Gareth.
Yeah, exactly. You just kind of feel the last few kind of offenses, they're just sort of going through the motions a little bit, and Coach Kapoulas want to keep those standards high, make sure you finish the game on a high as well. You don't want to sort of end the game with a sloppy period there, so it's just a case of just refocusing the guys as well, try and elevate those standards and end the game as they played really well the whole game, and just sort of end on a down, really. So they've done really well to get to this stage, so just see it through, fellas.
Yeah, and important for them to finish on a high, because of course they haven't got another game now for another 11 days with that, the weekend off this weekend for the British Basketball League Trophy Final for us.
Yeah, exactly. So you got 5 minutes 29 for a couple of weeks, so make the most of it. Let's go through a few things. If you're not getting many minutes, then make sure you make the most of those, and just don't sort of end the game in this kind of back and forth way. Try and develop, try and improve as a team, try and work on a few things, try and get as most as you can out of this competitive game and environment.
5 players now in double figures for the Flyers. Brad Green's now got his double-double, 10 points, 10 rebounds, 2 of those on the offensive end. Flyers 13 offensive rebounds in this game for 9 second chance points. Johnson hands off for Jacob. Jacob fakes it. Nice move, and Trejon Jacob jams it in with the left hand.
And again, I think he's going higher and higher on the player of the game so far. Big finish, and I think that just again, that moment, just the spark, the energy from the Bristol Flyers coming from that man, Trejon Jacob.
Now 14 points for him in this game, and he's been a real spark plug off the bench. He's got 6 rebounds as well. Here's Wright. Oh, stolen by Johnson. It's going to be an unsportsmanlike foul called as well. And I think that was an easy call for the officials to make in the end there. Really not a play on the ball, or it could have even been the last man back as well there, potentially.
Yeah, it's a strange one there, and the player's going to sit to the bench. But yeah, I mean, you're kind of done in transition. There's no any sort of grab back is going to be called as an unsportsmanlike play, and all you're doing is giving away the opportunity for 2 points and the ball as well. So, and there was another player behind as well, or in front to get back and put some pressure on defender. So a bit of a silly foul, that one.
Keely Johnson knocks down the first on the free throws. 14 points per game for him in the British Basketball League this season. Only able to convert on the second as well. 24-point lead now for the Bristol Flyers. Under 5 minutes to go in this one. Leslie Smith hands off with Keedy Johnson. Screen from Smith. Johnson swings to Thomas Edwards, puts it on the floor. Raf Thomas Edwards through contact. Nice move as the shot clock expires.
Yeah, and that time Raf, with the good move, solid footwork, able to do what he's been trying to do. He got called for a travel the last couple of times, but well executed that time, and a tough finish in and around the basket.
Mortensen top to Van Eyck. Now here's Marfo backing down Smith. Marfo, a wild hook shot, didn't hit the ring. Johnson, screen from Smith. Keedy Johnson from the foul line. Ball goes in and out. And the rebound by Van Eyck. Got Thomas Edwards on him. Nice pass into Marfo. And Marfo again can't convert inside. Offensive rebound. Willis. Guarded by Jacob. All the way to the hole. The lefty scoop. No good that time, but he will earn a trip to the free throw line. Chance to shoot 2.
Willis is, I don't think he's sure what the call was there, was he?
See this blue pass Trejon Jacob there.
Yeah, it looks like he might have off. I don't know if he was on offensive, but yeah, the referee's called an offensive foul there, just in the corner of the screen there. Just almost elbowing Leslie Smith out of the way there to create a bit of space. Good call by the official.
And they don't get the bonus of, they didn't take the option of going back to look at that one, so we only really saw that on the replay.
Yeah, good call.
Here's Thomas Edwards. Johnson out to Smith. Smith, 3-ball from the wing. Trajan Jacob with an offensive rebound.
Oh,
can't get the lefty layup to go though. He's had a few of them missed chippies out there tonight, but certainly been a great all-round game for him. Van Eyck, guarded by Thomas Edwards. Shot clock down to 5. Good defense from Thomas Edwards. Van Eyck has to force it, and there's Marfo to clean up on the offensive glass. Samuels weaving through the traffic, and he will earn himself a trip to the free throw line. Foul called on Van Eyck, and I think Corey Samuels got a stinger there on that occasion.
Yeah, I don't know if he got one into the midriff or if it was arm he was holding there, but got the contact, finding himself going to the line for a pair.
And we've spoken about this before, Gareth, but of course, Corey Samuels, a Bristol-born player. He's come through the academy system with SGS College, and now first season playing on the European stage for Bristol Flyers, and now, being part of this group that is going to punch their ticket to the ENBL playoffs. It's an amazing story.
Yeah, it's a great story. I can remember Corey when I was still playing. He was young, really young, 6-7 years old, and just sort of follow his career through the academy. And I think he had a trip to Myerscough as well. He was there for a year as well, wasn't he? And came back, and to see him out there competing in the European stage, inspiration. We talk about Greg Street being a local hero, and I think Corey Samuels is right behind him now for what he's doing, inspiring the next generation of local talent.
Van Eyck nowhere to go. It's going to be a foul called away from the ball. It might be a call on Corey Samuels, I believe. It might be called on Thomas Edwards even. Yeah, Raf Thomas Edwards, and I think that might be his 5th as well. Maybe not. They were playing Hit the Road Jack. Well, second chance, third chance opportunity.
Okay.
Jammed in. I don't know if that's going to be a 3-point play or whether that's going to be 2 shots, because I don't know whether the dunk was after the foul call.
Yeah, it looked like the dunk follow through, or the follow-up dunk was after the whistle had been blown.
So that dunk will not count, but Marfo will go to the line to shoot 2. And Gareth, it's been a disappointing performance for the Rabbits here tonight, but one player that really has shone off of the Rabbits has been Marfo. He's 14 points, 6 rebounds, and you can tell exactly why they brought him into this team.
Yeah, exactly. Certainly a presence inside there, gets himself, good position, and when you get it in and around the basket there, he's been pretty accomplished at finishing the scoring there. So yeah, big player, but yeah, Bristol Flyers still able to rotate quite well, having Raf Thomas Edwards, Leslie Smith and Brad Green matching up with him.
Strong move by Keely Johnson. He was unable to get that backdoor pass into Jacob, but went all the way to the hoop on the follow. Marfo backing down Smith and just ends up turning it over. And the struggles continue for the Svendborg Rabbits. Meanwhile, the Bristol Flyers are starting to get ready to celebrate, Gareth, because they're about to make another chapter in their history here.
Yeah, Pasquale Landolfi back into the game. I'm sure we'll see out in this last 2 minutes.
Samuels. Screen from Smith. Samuels goes the other way, but they're going to kick it out to Thomas Edwards there, but last touched by Van Eyck. And RGB is getting to the point now where I'm probably going to ask you for your player of the game. There's been plenty of options out there on the court, but who you picking?
Come on, TJ.
picking.
EJ, easily.
He's picking Trajan Jacob for our player of the game here this evening on
Mr.
Flyers TV.
Jacobs, come on.
14 points, 7 rebounds, some real highlight plays out there.
Yeah.
Really got it done on both ends of the court.
Yeah. He had some fun out there today. 100%.
Certainly has. Well, RGB will be joining us for our post-game reaction, so do stick around when this game finishes. We'll break down all the action right here for you on Flyers TV. So every minute to go in this one. Flyers cruising to a win out in Denmark, and it's going to be a travelling violation called on Keely Johnson.
Keely Johnson having a game as well, 14 points.
I mean, you could have given the player of the game to anyone really tonight. I mean, you know, you got Keely Johnson on 14, Levi Bradley on 12, Green on 10, Jacob on 14, Smith on 12 as well. Real team effort for the Flyers. For Coach Kapoulas will be very pleased with his team's all-round performance here tonight, and it's a bit of a shame. I imagine he'll want to get back out there and play another game, but they've got 11 days to wait until their next game back in the British Basketball League.
Yeah, that's right. It's been full on, hasn't it, up until this point. Had a little break over Christmas, which was, you know, haven't seen that in the previous years, have we? So yeah, maybe a nice bit of opportunity, a bit of R&R, and you know, looking forward to get themselves a tough next game away to Caledonia. You know, never an easy place to go.
And of course, a good chance to get some run out from the guys here tonight. They've battled for injury, the likes of Thomas Edwards, the likes of Leslie Smith, both returning from injury. I'm sure they'll relish this 11-day rest in the schedule and be ready to go come when the league returns at the start of February. Here's Keely Johnson looking for Smith inside, couldn't quite connect on the pass. Ball into Marfo, going to work on Smith. Nice move. And Marfo finishes. There's under 10 seconds between the shot clock and the game clock here, so Flyers will have to get a shot up. And Landolfi needs no invitation as the hits it off the back iron. Well, the shot clock will be turned off here. There's 10 seconds to go. And that will do it. Bristol Flyers, an emphatic win on the road over the Svendborg Rabbits. And they punched their ticket to the ENBL playoffs in just their first season of European competition. It was a huge win for Flyers in the end. Smiles all round, high fives all round, and of course they will come back to Bristol full of confidence for the second half of the season. It's a big win for Bristol Flyers on the road in the European North Basketball League. We'll have full reaction from Gareth Till and Roel Graham-Bell right after the break.
Is watching basketball at 3 in the morning enough? No, of course not. So you always wanted to be part of the team. Your own basketball club. In your own backyard. What if I said you could? ENBL. 9 European countries, 15 pro teams, 60 games a season. The fastest growing basketball league in Europe. In the arena, on TV, or streaming live on your phone. Reach out to us and join the ENBL family. ENBL. Right here in your backyard.
Let's suppose that you were able every night to dream any dream you wanted to dream. And that you could, for example, have the power within one night to dream 75 years of time.
Good.
Naturally, as you began on this adventure of dreams, you would fulfill all your wishes. You would have every kind of pleasure you could conceive. And then you would get more and more adventurous. And you would make further and further out gambles as to what you would dream. And finally, you would dream where you are now.
Calm down before you stress up the groove. The energy a little different when the blessings accrue. Cause I stand tall like I'm on my tiptoes, baby. You think a little too small. I got big goals, baby. Where the money at? Look, I just need the info. Pronto, I go and get hard to climb at all. At the top, I found some relief. I finally got some peace. Carry on my bonus of the mood.
Welcome back to Flyers TV, powered by ATPI, and it's been a great night for Bristol Flyers out in Denmark. They have punched their ticket to the ENBL playoffs in just their debut season of European basketball. I've got Gareth Till and Ravel Graham-Bell with us in the studio, and just starting with you, Gareth, I mean, just an incredible story. I mean, just the progression the club has gone through, and you know, it's 10th year in the British Basketball League, first season of European hoops, and now to be playing in the playoffs. Incredible achievement, and it will live long in the memory of not only the coaching staff, the players, the fans, but also the volunteers as well.
Yeah, making history tonight, you know, in their first European competition, making it through to the playoffs. So, you know, full credit to everyone involved with the club, the players, the coaching staff, the fans, the sponsors. You know, everyone involved. It's a magnificent achievement, and you know, it's stepping stones. You know, it's the classic. Andres always talks about trusting the process, and you can see, you know, look back and see what that process has been to get to this point now. But you just feel there's so much more to come as well.
And Ro, it was an emphatic performance in the end, wasn't it? I mean, the Flyers, they just, from the get-go, just didn't take their foot off the accelerator.
Yeah, I mean, they doubled everything I was predicting. Like, I mean, I said 15, maybe 20 points, but they sweeped it. They went clear out the water, and there was no looking back.
Yeah. Let's take a look at some of the key plays from the second half. And Flyers, they had that big lead at the half-time break, but really didn't, like you say, didn't take their foot off the gas in that third quarter. And Trajan Jacob just caught fire, didn't he, from deep in that third quarter. It was an all-round team performance, Gareth.
Yeah, it is, and you know, as you said, you highlight Trajan Jacob there, but it was a good all-round performance. You know, numerous players in double digits, but Trajan Jacob with the highlight plays. You know, the big dunk, the 3-pointers, that high arcing shot. Just you know, really nice player to watch. But you know, take full credit. Coach Kapoulis and his team really put on a great performance tonight, and never really looked in any danger of losing the game.
Yeah, it never did look in doubt, really, did it? I mean, Ro, to hold Svendborg Rabbits, I mean, this is a team that are second in the Danish league right now. They've only lost 3 domestic games all season, and then to hold them to just 63 points in the game. I mean, how much is that a testament to the team's hard work on the defensive end?
Oh, I mean, it shows everything. It shows all the work that they put in it all throughout the season up until now. They showed what they're capable of and what's to come.
And what does that do, you know, making not only picking up a big win on the road, we spoke about before in the build-up, just what these away trips do for bringing the group closer together, particularly the ones in Europe. But what does now making the playoffs do for the camaraderie of the group inside the camp?
High level of confidence, man. I mean, like I said, from the start of the game, like, you know, if we come out with confidence and finish the game with confidence, it's just a rolling, like it's rolling downhill. We're going downhill, and it's gonna go pick up momentum going back into the regular season also.
Yeah, huge confidence booster for Coach Kapoulis' side. They're rolling right now, of course, off the back of 2 wins in the British Basketball League trophy. Let's take a look at the stats from tonight's game out in Denmark. And Gareth, we spoke about the rebound battle and the build-up to this game. That just sort of continued in the second half, and the points in the paint as well, almost doubling the amounts of points inside for then Svendborg.
Yeah, exactly. Sort of playing to the Bristol Flyers' strengths, really rebounding, getting the ball inside. I think forcing 16 turnovers. Defensively, that's a great performance. Holding them to 63 points on their home court. That's probably one of the biggest stats that you can see right there, and obviously 86 points spread across the whole team. Just an all-round performance, really. I mean, they won 3 quarters of the last quarter. Really, it was just playing the game out, really, just to see it home. So, solid performance, and I'm sure they'll enjoy tonight and the next few days, in practice and coming home. So, yeah, a big confidence builder.
And an 11-day break for Bristol Flyers now. Of course, they're not back in action until the start of February. So, it's promising signs that we did see the guys, the key guys, Leslie Smith and Raf Thomas Edwards return from injury. But now, having this extra break going into league play, just to really get up to, game speed and get back to your usual rotation of minutes, I suppose.
Yeah, and just having it's a long season. There's a lot of games. Obviously, the British basketball competition, got this competition as well. So just having, a couple of weeks just to maybe, still be intense, but maybe not quite the volume of practice and games. So, everyone just gets a chance to just take it, not easy, but just take it down a level, just let everyone have a rest and recuperate, and then have that hunger when you're coming back into British basketball action. I think that could be really important coming into the final stretch of the British Basketball League.
And Ro, I mean, a big win like tonight will do wonders for the team's morale, the team's belief that they can really go far in the playoffs now. You've been on the inside with this group throughout the whole of the European campaign. Just how far could this team go in the ENBL playoffs, do you feel?
I feel all the way. I mean, we've been thinking that from, I think, day one. I mean, I know I definitely was. After that first win, we said, okay, now we know the level of what to expect. And we just kept trying to up our level every time we stepped on the court against the ENBL teams.
Yeah.
And you've seen it here today, they've done the same thing.
Yeah, certainly a big win for Bristol Flyers, and history, another chapter in the club's history being written here tonight. Well, that's about going to do it for our coverage here on Flyers TV this evening. Don't forget, you can next watch the Bristol Flyers in action at the start of February when the Cheshire Phoenix come to town. Saturday, February 10th is the Flyers' next home game. You can get tickets for that right now over at bristolflyers.co.uk. And if you can't watch that game, you can also watch it on the British Basketball League YouTube channel. Also, quick reminder, you can still vote for your British Basketball League All-Stars. Voting is now open until February 15th. And which one of these Flyers players do you want to see on the Team South starting lineup? The voting is extremely tight, so do head to the British Basketball League website right now to make your vote and have your say as to who makes the starting lineup. Gareth, any ideas, any votes yet? Any All-Star votes yet?
Well, I think Sam had the right idea, didn't he? He had it all Bristol Flyers there for the South team as well. I mean, there's so many players you can choose from, great players. Obviously, I think, for Bristol Flyer fans, get your Bristol Flyer votes in. We want to see as many guys out there representing our club as possible. So get on the website and vote for your Flyers players.
Yeah, certainly indeed. Of course, just a big win for Bristol Flyers here tonight. Important win now, punching their tickets into the playoffs. Final thoughts from you guys, just wrapping up this huge Flyers win today.
Come on, man. Going to the finals. That's it. That's it, man. Good job to the guys, man. I'm about to send out a message to everyone, and yeah, I'm just hyped. We're going the way, all the way.
And Gareth, really important for Bristol Flyers. They just, continuing this run of momentum now, going into a crucial second half of the season.
Yeah, exactly. And you just hope and pray that everyone remains fit. It's been awful in terms of the injuries the team have had this year. I've never known anything like it in the years I've been playing and coaching and watching basketball. Been really unlucky. So So you just hope for a nice, strong, full squad for the end of the season, really, and give themselves best opportunities to get in those playoffs and again compete from silverware in that competition, the British Basketball League competition as well. The team are very capable of doing it. I'm sure they can beat any team on any given day. They just need a bit of good luck, a bit good of a fortune, keep healthy and fit.
Yeah, great stuff. Well, Gareth, thank you for joining us as always, and RGB, thank you for coming on Flyers TV, your Flyers TV debut here today. And who knows, the door's always open for you to come back and join us. Hopefully we'll see you back out on that floor sooner rather than later.
Yes.
Great stuff. Well, that's going to do it for our coverage here on Flyers TV this evening. It's a big win for Bristol Flyers. They were cruising out in Denmark. For Gareth Till, for Earl Graham Bell, I'm Joel Osborne saying so long, and we'll see you next time.